Hi, long time no see. I recently just finished my first semester of college. So, lessons that I learned. Number one, habits from high school do not carry over into college for the most part. At least for me personally. Let me just give a forewarning, a statement for measure. These lessons are from my own experience because I don't know, it's my YouTube channel. For example, in high school, I didn't really need to study. And that sounds like I'm being very conceited, but it just came easier, if that makes sense. I feel like in high school, teachers are much more inclined to hold the student's hand to the finish line than in college. My teachers, for example, would check up usually on the students if they weren't doing too well or anything. They were concerned and they genuinely wanted you to succeed and sort of move on so they could kick you out and you could go to college or wherever. In college, professors really do not care. They get paid to teach regardless. It makes sense if you think about the differences between high school education and a college education. In high school, usually the classes are much smaller, which means it's a more intimate atmosphere where the teachers can sort of work with the students one-on-one. And usually like the biggest class you'll have is 30 students. Whereas in college, my biggest class has over 700 kids. I feel like it's not even a lecture. It feels like a TED Talk. In high school, I didn't really need to study as much. The two classes in high school where I actually had to sit down and sort of study was IB Math Analysis and Approaches and IB Physics and Mechanics, which is so surprising, right? The easiest classes. But in college, no. You need to study. Writing essays looks different. I think it's fair to say that I think it's fair to say in high school we sort of all use the 5-paragraph essay format. So introduction, 3 body paragraphs, conclusion, or AP essay format, IB essay, and it doesn't really. You need to change it up a little when you get into college. Let's just say that. And I get it. You might be like, why were we taught the 5-paragraph essay format if we're not going to use it in college? What you're saying right now is completely bonkers. But I would argue that the 5-paragraph format it was more so a diagnostic tools for teachers to assess that you are on the right track. Think about it. It's really easy if all the students are just sort of taught to write a certain way. It'd be much harder to grade essays if every student was doing their own creative thing. Enough about essays, just in general, change up your habits from high school. You gotta do something different. You've got to do something different. Next point, independence comes in different forms. You know the saying, with great power comes great responsibility. Well, I'd argue with great independence comes even more responsibility. That's not funny, but that is true. It's not just lifestyle, but your academics as well. You need to have some sort of, discipline. For example, it's really tempting to just not go to class. At the beginning, you're like, well, it's just one class. I'll get my notes from a friend or whatnot. And at the end, you realize you don't know what's going on in the class because you've been absent every other week. And yeah, it is tempting. I'm not going to sit here and be like, I have a perfect attendance. No, senioritis, it doesn't go away. Senioritis becomes freshmanitis. But for the most part, try to show up. It's the least you can do, especially when you're paying for your education. Even if you're not paying, there's someone who is paying, whether that be your parent, a scholarship. Just sort of do the nice thing and show up. Basically, in general, you're in charge of your own success. There's no one else to blame it on except you now. You need to have the discipline to study, to do your laundry, to wake up, to eat. No one's going to remind you to eat. And it's kind of really easy to lose sight of your health and eating habits, especially when you're just locked in all the time studying. remember to eat. At least have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It matters. It matters. If you're not in the good mental space to function, how do you expect yourself to function in an academic space? It doesn't happen. It doesn't work. This is so depressing. I feel like I'm giving the impression that I've done everything wrong the first semester. Obviously, a lot of this is common sense, you would think. Back to the saying, with great independence comes great responsibility. I would also say there's dependence that's a part of that. Now, how does that work, Aya? I don't know, but it sounded cool, so I said it. But basically, don't be afraid to ask for help in literally anything, from academics to your health to mental health, literally anything. Don't be afraid to reach out, because there's nothing scary about reaching out. You have everything to gain and nothing to lose by doing that. I guarantee you, your university or college has some sort of academic resource center or student health center catered to, well, students. They're there for you. Use them. It's not supposed to be a comfortable change. Por ejemplo, moving from a small suburban town in Florida to New York City is a very big change, but stepping out of our comfort zone is a marker that you're moving forward in your life and opening doors for new opportunities. And yeah, those first couple weeks in your dorm are gonna be quite weird, but you're gonna get over it. And if you don't, well, I have nothing. Eat. For me, freshmen who are staying in the dorm on campus have to purchase a meal plan. At first, at the beginning of the semester, towards the end really, I was sort of rationing it, which I had no reason to. I was just afraid that I would run out of meal swipes at the end, which I didn't. During finals week, I literally had 40 meal swipes left. I did not finish it. That was impossible. And meal swipes didn't carry over into the next semester, so adios to those meal swipes. They're gone. Forever. RIP. So this semester, I downgraded my meal plan and I vowed to actually spend my meal swipes because they've been pre-purchased and I'm not going to let them go to waste. I think there's a lot more to gain from going to college than just solely the degree. Going to college gives you the opportunity to sort of explore and take classes in disciplines or subjects that you didn't know you were interested in, or that you were interested in but you wanted to sort of delve in further. And you might even end up changing your major at the end of it. And you don't need to explore your interests and passions in just the form of classes. You can literally partake in extracurriculars, clubs, start a club, you know. And you don't need to explore your interests in only college. You can sort of explore the college town that you're in. I love writing music. Recently started making music, but not really too good at it. But that's not the point. I haven't really reached out, which is kind of dumb because I'm literally in New York City. It has one of the biggest music scenes in the world, and I need to take advantage of that because you never know what'll come out of it. Explore the college town. I need to explore the very small, modest town of New York City. I haven't done that enough. I could literally just go on more walks through the city because every day walking to class, just walking through lower Manhattan is a different day. But I haven't seen a celebrity yet. Every day I hear students saying, I met Olivia Rodrigo. Well, I met Ariana Grande. So-and-so was in Washington Square Park. Well, when's my turn? The funny thing is, I probably walk past a celebrity every single day, but I don't notice it. And I might be like, oh, that guy kind of looks like this person. Well, very much could be that person.
This is Aya, and she's a really cool roommate, and she's a really cool person. And our room is better than yours. Wow.
I'm doing like a lessons I learned first semester type.
Oh yeah. What was the big one?
Habits from high school don't translate into college.
Oh, 100%. 100%. And when you come to college, don't act like a high schooler. So dressed up, and then I'm going downstairs to the wearing these but I'm all dressed up. So I think NYU students are just gonna get a great thrill out of me.
Fit check. 10 out of 10. She's eating.
Yay!
Don't feel inclined or forced to sort of join the herd. Trust your guts. A lesson though for me is, it's not even a lesson, it's just a word. Motivation. Motivation. I feel like first semester I lacked motivation. Motivation matters. And try to be positive. Positive mindset, good life.